and welcome, Warriors of Light, to Final Fantasy ASMR Chapter 3. In the previous episode, we found a crown and delivered it to the Lost King, who turned out to be the Dark King of the Elves, Astos, in disguise. After a fierce battle, we defeated Astos and obtained the Crystal Eye, which we exchanged with the witch Matoya. Then she gave us a Jolt Tonic, which we used to cure the Elven Prince from his eternal slumber. I'm glad that things are going well. From freeing the prince from his eternal slumber, we were rewarded with the Mystic Key, which allows us to find much more treasure intended to be left behind for the Warriors of Light. So sit back and relax as we begin Chapter 3 of Final Fantasy ASMR. Join Amano, Shenwu, Lucille, and Erebus as we set out to restore the crystals to Grace and save the world. We load exactly where we left in the previous chapter. Now, before we continue on our adventure, we have a promising lead in the town of Melmond. However, the Mystic Key we obtained unlocks many opportunities for more items and treasure. So, I think a good start is to turn encounters off and go to the Western Keep, where we fought the Dark Prince of the Elves, Astos. According to this, there are free treasure chests in that area. Now, thanks to the Mystic Key, the Warriors of Light can now access these items. More fun for all of us. A little room up here. The throne now lies empty, freed from the evil of Astos, King of the Dark Elves. With the Mystic Key, we unlock a room with free treasures. Monsters! We cannot avoid this battle, even with encounters switched off. This is why we must always be prepared. Wraiths. Dark undead creatures. Attack. And we will also use Lucille's white magic, Diara, which will deal damage to all of them. Also, undead enemies are weak against fire. This should be good. Let's wipe them out. There are 6 of them, but our Warriors of Light are growing stronger as this adventure continues. Diara is cast, damaging all enemies. Way to go, Lucille. All the enemies felled in a single sweep. The chest contained a falchion, which is a kind of curved sword. Is this an improvement? It gives about the same. It's about the same attack that our broadsword. Yeah, it's about the same. This is where if we picked a thief, that they would probably be able to use it as a substitute. However, we chose Shenwu, the monk, who's been doing just fine. A little bit of struggle, but that's part of the journey of martial arts. And the fact Shenwu is doing so well with no equipment at all is very nice. We'll equip the falchion anyways to Amano. You never know. More monsters. Let's take them down. More undead creatures. This time, Erebus casts Fire. Causes great damage to the mummies. Ooh, the chest contained a power staff. That sounds like it would be a good fit for either Lucille or Erebus. Lucille's pretty cool because as a white mage, she gets to access hammers. Not very accurate, but good with raw strength. However, this seems like a better fit for Erebus. It's got good attack power. The mages aren't really going to be attacking a lot of times with physical attacks, so it's okay to give them a weapon with just high strength and let them whack away at them. Shenwu and Amano are the characters that really need weapons that utilize high frequencies of attacks. And now, probably one more trap. Let's spring it. Monsters. 5 mummies. Let's make quick work of them. Diara, cast by Lucille, banishes the undead. And we got steel gloves. We don't need to give equipment to Shenwu. This will give just a little bit more defense to Amano. More defense on our warrior is an excellent addition to our party. The more blows that Amano can take, the more damage he can take and protect his friends from harm. Now we leave the Western Keep for good. We wonder what this place could have been like before the influence of the Dark Prince. Well, that clears one area. We got all the chests there. Now this time we're going to go back to the Marsh Cave, taking advantage of the No Encounters feature included in the Final Fantasy I Pixel Remaster. You've seen a lot of these battles in this area before, and they won't give as much experience, so it's okay to skip them. It's a personal choice, but I don't want the video to get too repetitive now. Every now and then I'll switch it on and off. When we get to appropriate areas, I'll switch it back on. As you know from the previous chapter of this Final Fantasy ASMR entertainment series, we couldn't even run this far without getting into a random encounter, which, while fun and engaging at first, gets repetitive, so I'm glad they added that quality of life change. Now, on the bottom floor of the Marsh Cave, there were some locked doors, sealed by the mystic key. We have to venture into danger. I'm going to play it safe, in case there is another trap in a treasure chest. I'm going to use Lucille's Heal. Give everyone a little bit of health back. And Cure, which will be a more potent individual spell. This keeps us in good health. If we go into a room, we can see all the areas with chests we haven't explored yet. It's on the bottom side of the map. So, let's go down and open up some treasure chests. What's this? Pyso demons. These guys are very dangerous. Try and take him out as quickly as possible. Let's just hit him with raw force. Erebus, cast Blizzara. Excellent. That takes out one of them. Shenwu makes it 2. These guys do a lot of damage. We should be able to manage, though. Whittling down their numbers gradually. Good, they're aiming at Amano, who can handle the heat. And we level up. Amano obtains more strength and luck, more damage, and more capability of triggering critical hits. Lucille gains some luck, Erebus some stamina and intellect, more offensive spell damage, and more defense. We bought a lot of potions to save ourselves casting too many spells. And because of this, we are rewarded. Every battle we're getting into these chests is giving us a lot of gil, which can use to replenish our stock of potions and other healing items. Let's get ready for another trap. Here we go. Or as... I'll do it in the style of another character I know. And here we go. Monsters. Well, why so serious? Anacondas. 6 of them. Cast Fire. Fire. Excellent work, Erebus. Well, that fire magic was definitely very useful. I never forget. My anaconda don't want none unless you got burns, hun. Okay, dad jokes aside, we obtained a silver armlet. This can be equipped either to Lucille or Erebus. While I love both my party members equally, Erebus is very useful for dealing damage and status effects, but Lucille is truly the lifeblood of the party. As long as Lucille is standing, we can resurrect people and heal them from status effects, which can be more detrimental. So we're going to give the defense boost to Lucille. And we'll heal up with some potions while we're at it. Keep our warriors alive, safe and happy. Hopefully, like you too. Hopefully you're cuddled up into something nice and warm while you watch this ASMR entertainment series. I thank you for your time. And now, hopefully not an enemy that's going to lead to me making some dad jokes. Let's go. Treasure chest trap number 2. Monsters. Pyso demons. Again. Hopefully this will go a little better with Lucille's improved defenses. That'll take down one of them. Good damage from Lucille. And we'll cast Plane Fire to damage an individual foe. These guys still do a lot of damage to Lucille, but probably not as much as they could have. Nice. Victory fanfare. And we got 1200 gil for our trouble. We like that. We obtained an antidote. Something we could have bought in the store, but still, at least we know the treasure chest has been opened. Nothing in here. Okay. This one looks like it could have some tough enemies, so I'm taking no chances. Let's go. Reveal your face down card, villains. Monsters. Who would have guessed? Pyso demons again. Let's try this out. Fokara. This will lower the evasion of all enemies, making it easier for Amano and Shenwu to land their attacks. Let's see if it makes a difference. Let's keep attacking. Let our two fighters attack while Erebus and Lucille heal. We keep our party strong while healing. I did mean when naming Lucille to have it rhyme with heal, but hey, it's just like life, full of happy little accidents. Okay, let's go all out. Let's try and wipe them out. One more round of attacks ought to do it. Very close call. A 1,020 gil. That's good. That can buy us some useful items. Once we leave this place, we need to figure out where to go next. I have some ideas, though. See how the no encounters feature really makes this much easier to deal with. We know we can defeat the enemies in this area, but it just becomes a case of exhausting all your resources rather than being incapable of defeating the foes. Resource management is key in Final Fantasy. You have to go in prepared. As beautiful and as well made as this game is, it's still an older game, and it is very willing to just crack the whip and beat you up at a moment's notice. So always be prepared to fight back at a moment's notice. So, we've fully unlocked the Marsh Cave and Western Keep. We even unlocked chests in the Elven Castle. But check this out. There's actually a ton of chests in the Chaos Shrine. So, we need to go back to Castle Cornelia. That's good, though. We get to go back to where the adventure started, and, besides the castle, the town is there. That'll give us a nice moment to rest up and recover our energy, magic, and health. Use Lucille's magic here. I'll turn encounters on, why not? It's a brief journey. Let's see the strength difference. These enemies are so much easier, showing the difference in our strength, the Warriors of Light, and how much more they have obtained. Now, let's go back to Castle Cornelia to enjoy that oh-so-peaceful theme song. Let's take a peek at our reflection in the water. Ugh, you're filthy. Use this to wash up. Well, we have been in a Marsh Cave. I doubt it's the most hygienic of places. Speak to the dancer. I'm a dancer, what's that? You want to dance with me? Rumor has it, you can get into the locked rooms in Castle Cornelia if you have the Mystic Key. Well, this is a good feature of the dancers that are in town. They're not just there to look pretty and dance. They actually give you useful bits of advice, giving you a little suggestion on what to do next. A great way of encouraging you to play the game. And who knows, maybe one of our warriors of light just likes to see the dancers. Maybe it's you, Erebus. Maybe you're covering up that face because you're shy. Okay, me inserting my headcanon aside, let's keep exploring. Hey Erebus, stay away from the dancer. We've got a world to save. I don't know why I'm injecting this kind of personality into a sprite, but hey, hopefully it's entertaining for you people. Now, let's go buy some items. We'll buy even more potions. 30 potions. 50. In fact, no, buy 60. Buy 2 Phoenix Downs, just in case we need them. Antidotes we can always use. Poison is a debilitating status effect. I think that about covers it. Now, let's get a good night's rest at an inn. Okay. We charge 30 gil per night. Would you like to stay? Of course. That's a really good price for a full night's sleep. Pleasant dreams. And I hope you, my dear friend, has a nice time. Hopefully you're nice and relaxed just like the Warriors of Light. The importance of stopping at an inn is paramount. We're back to full health, and Lucille gets a full charge all the way up to level 6. We're getting closer and closer to the most powerful forms of magic. We can use it, but we need to find it, which we will in our adventure. And the great thing is, as you level up, you get more charges of your lower spells. So rather than just getting free casts of your first spells, you get more and more of them. So rather than Erebus fighting with his staff, he can use fire and thunder magic, not the most potent magic, but still useful, especially when attacking for elements. And Lucille will be able to cast Plain Cure and Protect many more times. Now, Castle Cornelia has some treasure chests. Let's go open them up and pay some old friends a visit. Sarah's thoughts are always with you. If you wanted, you could. I mean, here in Cornelia. No, it's nothing. You should make preparations for your journey. Restore light to the crystals. I wonder. Princess Sarah want to say something to Amano? Interesting. Now, see how easily missable these areas are. Princess Sarah's cute little sister, who is so grateful that we saved her big sister. Now, looking around here, the Warriors of Light, the Queen. So we're caught up with the royal family. Now, here's the trick. You have to go almost on the edge of the map, and at the very end behind here, so we need to go. Ah, I see. So tucked away all the way around here. The back entrance. The time has come to use the key to open the doors. The equipment within is sure to help you. We'll take all the help we can get. The treasure room has been secured with the mystic key. It's time for us to take what is ours. The good thing about Castle Cornelia, I don't think there's going to be monsters here, so we can open to our heart's content. We will obtain iron armor, a tent, and we also obtain nitro powder. The game giving us that cool sound effect indicates this is a key item. Nitro powder, a powder of great explosive power. If it's a key item, it's going to be something very useful that we need, so we'll hold on to it for now. We also obtain a mithril knife, a saber, and a cottage. So 2 good overworld healing items, and some equipment for our warriors of light. A mithril knife. We have more accuracy but less attack. And we already have iron armor. It's just a sign that we've been so well equipped throughout our journey. So it's good to see that some of the items we are getting aren't as beneficial because we've already gotten suitable replacements or similar types of armor and weapons. But it's great if you haven't already bought them. Saves you money, doesn't it? Now, the Chaos Shrine has some chests in it too. This is where we fought the rogue knight Garland, where he kidnapped Princess Sarah. The black crystal shines ominously. The air hanging in the room seems slightly distorted. Who knows what Garland was doing here with the princess, but it can't have been good. What could have turned Garland to evil? Perhaps we may never find out. But either way, the princess is safe. Excellent. The chest contained Werebuster and a gold needle. A gold needle can be used to remove the status effect, petrification, which effectively downs your character because they can't move. So having a gold needle to cure that is very useful. Any more chests around here? Bottom corner. We've opened that one. The chest contained Rune Blade. Oh wow. These look like fantastic weapon options for Amano. Now, this is the trick. These are 2 fantastic weapons with identical stats for Amano. But here's the thing. They have a special affinity. The Rune Blade is effective against spellcasters, so it will do bonus damage, and Werebuster is effective against beasts. So, we're going to take weapons on and off Amano for the appropriate opponent. So, we haven't bumped into many spellcasters recently, so we'll take the one that's effective against beasts, and it just gives them a good boost to accuracy and attack. But always remember that we have the Rune Blade, should we ever need it. Unfortunately, Lucille and Erebus can't use these, but in your own playthrough, if you decided to choose a thief or a red mage, perhaps you could use these weapons on a character that isn't a warrior. It's all up to you and your own personal preferences. As the Warriors of Light continue their adventure, we're going to find more and more equipment, and more possibilities are going to open up in Final Fantasy ASMR. Now, there's still a bunch of chests left in the Chaos Shrine, but we cannot access them. Perhaps one day we are fated to return to the Chaos Shrine once more, but for now, we've opened all the chests we possibly can. So, let's see if we can find this so-called Melmond that we had a lead on. It seems to be a place plagued by a decaying of Earth. We've heard the rumors, but we need to see the place for ourselves. Let's see if we can find any signs that can point us in the right direction. Oh. A little cave over here. We can't reach. We're blocked off. We can't reach that part of the continent. So, gamer logic in full effect here. If we can't reach a location, find every location that we can reach, and hopefully it unlocks a new path. Let's check this out. Mount Duergar. Lally ho. This guy looks happy. Where crystal eye even the blind can see. I hear that the dark elf Astos necked the one belonging to Mitoya. 575 gil. 450 gil. Nobody's complaining that we're taking it. They sound like a friendly bunch. Are you Gabriel Smith? Smith. And the Smith he is. Imagine that. Where crystal eye even the blind can see. Repeating dialogue. The earth has started to rot. It began in the west, and now the decay spreads. Gotta love, you've really gotta love how, in fiction, when they do like fantasy style, that they make, dwarves, gnomes, the stoutly kind of races, but particularly dwarves. They really like to give us thick Scottish accents. You know what I'm saying? So even though I have my presentational voice here, it's good to every now and then just start to talk normal like this, Just start talking like a dwarf. The dwarves in this game, Final Fantasy ASMR, seem to be quite a friendly bunch. If no a wee bit eccentric. But that's just the way we are, I guess. I like these guys, though. Let's slip back into professional accent. For only 2 seconds. If only I could have some of the legendary metal adamantite, I'd be able to craft such a magical sword. Nae so fast, they're just for display. You can't fight with them. Shame. So if we one day in our adventures encounter a metal called adamantite, we should return to the smith. It's called Smith, and maybe we'll obtain a legendary sword. Keep that stored in your brain for a later date. We could always make use of a legendary sword. That's Sund? Aye, that's Nerik. He's smashing rocks in the back of the cave. Mind when it comes to defense, a good armlet can be every bit as vital as body armor. Should try one out sometime. Lally ho. A charming bunch, aren't they? Seems to be a big room in here with lots of items. The Great Helm, a tent, Worm Killer, ether potion, 575 gil, mithril mail, and a cottage. A treasure trove of great items. Now we also have a weapon called Worm Killer, a sword that is effective against dragons. It has slightly more attack than the Rune Blade and the Werebuster we have equipped at the moment. We haven't been fighting any dragons recently though, so even though we would get +1 to our attack, fighting beasts is much more common. So we'll hold on to the Worm Killer for the appropriate moment. For those of you who may have watched that video, it's like the time I played the game known as Dragon Crystal for the Sega Game Gear. One great strategy of that game was that the game gave you a bunch of different swords that were very powerful against specific types of enemies, and sometimes that was the deciding factor whether I won or lost in that playthrough. So, thanks to Dragon Crystal ASMR's knowledge, we're going to apply it to Final Fantasy. And just give you a little cheeky reminder, if you like adventures like Final Fantasy ASMR, go and check out my channel, and go give Fatal Labyrinth and Dragon Crystal for the Sega Genesis / Sega Mega Drive and Sega Game Gear a visit on my channel. And if you get sent there by Final Fantasy ASMR, let me know in the comments. They're very similar to this game, and they all share one thing in common, just pure classic charm, fun, and adventure. Rambling aside, we're going to keep the Werebuster equipped, but now we have the Great Helm, which will boost our defense. We don't have as much evasion with a normal helm, but the +5 defense is a great thing to have. Mithril mail is good, but we need raw defense. Amano is not really going to be evading attacks, just tanking them. A great assortment of goodies. Now, Narek. Nitro powder. The explosive force in this powder will have my canal open in no time flat. I owe you, Bairns. We knew that nitro powder would come in handy. Someone's found some use for it. There we go. Now we can blast this rock to smithereens. What you standing around for? That powder's set to blow. Unless you plan on going away, you best get out while you still can. Oh wow. That nitro powder isn't just a mere explosive. Check this out. It's powerful enough to split a gap in the continent. Oh wow. I'm glad we got out of the way then. This was sitting in Castle Cornelia? Just as well it was locked away. Well, someone found use for the stuff. And we've unlocked a new path to continue our adventure. I can't wait to see what lies out there beyond that canal. You know, for such a destructive force of nature contained in that nitro powder, we didn't get much notice to get to safety, did we? It reminds me of a funny part in another video game I've played. Of all things, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. There's a really funny interaction in the game, where Tommy Vercetti sets an explosive charge and just very casually says, "Okay, timer set, 5 seconds and ticking." And Lance just goes, 5 seconds, we gotta get the hell out of here. Just the way Tommy casually goes, "Okay, timer set, 5 seconds. Like it's no big deal, like you're not going to endanger yourself. Ah, that's a great game. Vice City, great soundtrack, great gameplay. Oh, classic. Now, look at this. We've created a new gap for us to explore the rest of the world of Final Fantasy ASMR. I'm going to turn on encounters for this brief trip, as we're going into an area yet unexplored. There could be new enemies in the ocean for we know. These buccaneers we have faced down before, but we have new equipment to bolster our defenses and our attack. As you can see, Zhenwu's leveling up is paying off. Strength, intellect, and luck. And we obtained a saber. So check this out. Amano's got all these great stats. Great for combat, attack, and defense. Offense, defense. Zhenwu only just barely has 1 point behind Amano, but can attack many times and doesn't need to have a weapon equipped. And has pretty good stamina and luck. So every party member has their own strengths and weaknesses, and you have to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses to achieve victory. Continuing onward, let's see if we can find somewhere. Preemptive strike, lots of enemies. Let's cast Thunderer. Thunder magic will be very effective against aquatic creatures. Erebus should be able to wipe them all out in one spell. And so he does. Nice job, Erebus, and the rest of you. A town. Let's repeat the previous action. Attack, attack, Thunderer. Boom. Victory is ours. So, after taking a brief little break to get my bearings, it seems like on the world map, we're near this little village here. This could be the place we were looking for, Melmond. Let's go here and find out. It is. The rumors are true. The earth is decaying. Yeah, this place is a mess. If the earth crystal retains its glow, regains it rather, life will return to the earth. The hills and valleys will again be green. This is the influence of the crystals being fallen from grace. Restore the crystals to grace. The vampire attacked, destroying our church and leaving our city in shambles. Is there nothing we can do to stop the ruination of the earth? That's where the Warriors of Light come into this. Restore the crystals to grace. What's my name? I've come all the way from Duergar to find out the spring heat of the earth's decay. I'm just a farmer. Well, tough times for a farmer of this land. In the cave on the southern tip of this continent lives a man named Sadda. He is a wise man who knows much. Sounds like they could be useful. After all, nobody is poor except he who lacks knowledge. We can always try and better ourselves. Knowledge can always help. Long ago, a prosperous civilization thrived in the Northland. Now, it's fallen into ruin. The world is falling apart. We have to stop it. I've heard that the ancients possessed something with the power to make ships float in the sky. An airship, if you will. Stop by my father's shop, okay? That's a good idea. So we need to find out how to restore the Earth Crystal to its former glory. The giant living in the cave eats rocks. He'll eat just about any kind of rock, but I hear he especially likes gems. He can't get enough of them. More information we might need later. A wise man called Sadda, and a giant that eats gemstones. Keep that in mind. We might need it later. There is nothing I, the great genius Dr. Une, do not know. What? You never heard of me? Inconceivable. Yeah, sorry, my good man. Never heard of you until that very moment. The Cavern of Earth is to the south of Melmond, on a peninsula called the Devil's Tail. Devil's Tail must be on the tip of the continent. It used to be the closer you got to that cave, the more fertile the soil. Now it's a barren waste. We need to fix this place, and fast. To do so, we need new equipment. We've got good equipment for a mono. We got the Great Helm. And we got a silver armlet in one of the treasure chests. So, to save us spending 8,000 gil, we only have to spend 4,000 to buy some equipment for Erebus. Desperately needs some kind of defense increase, and the silver armlet. Erebus and Lucille have a matching pair. Isn't that nice? Thanks. See if we can find any new weapons. The longsword gives us more attack. 2 more attack, but we lose the extra affinity against werewolves and dragons and spellcasters. So we'll hold off on buying a longsword for a mono right now. A good jack-of-all-trades kind of approach. We'll go for a more specialized tactical build with a mono. Let's focus and see if there's any magic. Find anything to your liking. White magic. Oh yes. This actually is a problem. Every single option on level 5 of white magic is very useful. Curaga. Curaga restores a lot of HP to one ally. Very good in an emergency situation. Life. A very good in and out of battle spell that can revive an ally from a fallen state. Duergar, which deals even more damage to undead enemies. And Hilara, which restores HP to the entire party, but just a lot more of it. All of these spells are incredibly useful. Let's buy life. Not having to spend money on Phoenix Downs is very useful. We'll get the other spells later. We have free casts of life, so if a warrior of light falls in battle, we can revive them back to life with the spell known as life. Or we can use it out of battle, a very useful spell to have. Hopefully we won't need to use it, but it's good to know that it's there. Now let's go see what level 5 black magic has for us. Firaga deals massive fire damage to all enemies. Scourge instantly kills all enemies, sends them to the Shadow Realm. Teleport transports the party to the previous floor of a dungeon, and Slowra, which reduces one enemy's number of attacks. While Fyraga is very, very useful, we're going to purchase Scourge. Now, this is a strange thing, as this is the first Final Fantasy game in the series. Later entries would give you abilities similar to Scourge, the power to instantly destroy your enemies. In most games, this is simply referred to as Death. When you cast Death, it has a low chance of proccing, happening in other words, but if it does trigger, you instantly destroy an opponent. Final Fantasy I has a variety of different ways to instantly inflict death on your enemies, so having one at this stage of the game, 3 times we can hopefully get lucky and target every single enemy on screen with an instant death spell. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it's magnificent, using the power of darkness and turning it into our ally. We're recovered pretty well, but let's recover even better and go to the inn. 100 gil a night. Let's go. Rest up, Warriors of Light. It's time to head south to what is known as the Devil's Tail. See if we can find the Cavern of Earth and restore the crystals to glory and grace. Shadows. Undead creatures. So we'll keep the encounters on for this area. I don't know if shadows are counted as spell-casting creatures, so let's find out. We'll equip the Rune Blade, which is effective against spellcasters. Either way, it's a powerful weapon. We'll see if it has any effect. A tarantula, 6 of them. If we get into a dungeon or an area with a lot of the same types of enemies, we will swap Amano's weapon to suit the enemy we are facing and deal bonus damage. And while we train around this area exploring, we will gain gil and experience, making us even stronger. I'm going to test this out. Let's see if Rune Blade does bonus damage. It does. The Rune Blade absolutely destroys these shadows. Excellent. Well, we're going to keep that equipped for now. Amano is now an absolute powerhouse, with high attack and a weapon specifically designed to destroy spellcasters. A giant's cave. A lesser tiger. This looks like a tough enemy. But Shenwu was powerful enough, with the strength of a tiger. That gives me an idea. Let's swap the Rune Blade in this area for the Werebuster, a weapon that is powerful against beasts. You shall not pass. Quoting Gandalf aside, this presents a problem. We can't get past this area. Maybe we can bribe the giant with something to get past. Let's test out this Werebuster weapon. It is very effective against these lesser tigers. Shenwu does good damage to him. We're getting good experience points for fighting these guys. Use Lucille's cure magic. Let's get some experience in the Giant's Cave. These enemies do a lot of damage to us, but we're able to damage them back by quite a bit. So let's train a little bit. Who knows how many powerful enemies await in this so-called earthen cave. Poison. How troublesome. Good experience points. Use an antidote to cure poison. Fight a few more lesser tigers. Then we'll leave this place. Warg wolves. These will definitely be classed as beast-type creatures. So bonus damage definitely helps. But they don't drop as much experience. See if we can encounter maybe 2 or 3 more sets of tigers. We should get more experience because we're fighting so many wolves at once. They are quick creatures, but we're cutting down their numbers. Come on, Warriors of Light, you got this. Level up. Our training's paying off. Amano gets more agility and stamina, and more HP. Lucille gains strength and agility, and Erebus gets more health. More warg wolves. This should be much quicker. And hey, while we're doing these battles, we are gaining experience. And a little bit of gil. Okay, let's go for 1 encounter with tigers. See if we can encounter them. Tarantulas. Let's heal up a little bit as well with Lucille. A little tiny bit of healing, but it applies to the entire party. Very nice ability to have. Give everyone some love. The experience drop-off is becoming apparent. We'll actually leave this area. We seem rather powerful for the area we are in. Oh, the lesser tigers spawn here as well. Let's test out. Now let's just all-out attack. We'll test out fire on these creatures. Victory is ours. Nice experience points. Heal up a little bit. Let's go to the south, the Devil's Tail. Warg wolves. I thought the enemies would be exclusive to the Giant's Cave, but hey-oh. We'll train while on the way to the Earth Cave. The experience is dropping off significantly. Hopefully we are prepared for the next dungeon. Just to be safe, let's rest up. Let's use a tent, which will partially restore our HP and MP. Rest up. We've got a challenge ahead of us. Who knows what could lie inside of this dungeon? Cavern of Earth, B1. Let's have a look at the map. A big sprawling area. Let's start with the top. Of course, go a few steps and you bump into some enemies. Poison. We do make quick work of the enemies, though. If we bump into too many of the same types of enemies, we'll turn encounters off. But we'll see what this area has in store for us. A lot more tarantulas. These enemies aren't too difficult to defeat, but their poison can become rather annoying. Shen Wu's almost about to level up. Cure Mano. See if we can find treasure in this area. A chest. Monsters. We triggered their trap card, didn't we? Earth Elemental. Let's see how fire affects this enemy. Does a lot of damage to Lucille. But the Earth Elemental is very susceptible to fire. Excellent. Just as well we chose the Black Mage as one of our party members. $1,975 gil. Wonderful. The Minotaur. Hopefully this counts as a beast-type creature. It is a were-beast after all. Excellent. We also got a knife. It's good. We can actually use our weapons for a mono in situational ways, while the rune blade would do good damage, and the worm killer does good damage as well. Having that bonus damage for finding a specific enemy type is very beneficial to us. So, the exit down to the lower floor is on the right. So we'll go further down here and see if we can find some treasure. Turn the encounters off for a moment. That doesn't mean there can't be traps lying here for us, though. Of course. Monsters. Another Earth Elemental. We'll cast our low-level fire spell. Does good damage. Earth Elemental goes down. Good gil and good experience points. Oh, we obtained a remedy, and the chest had an antidote inside. The remedy is one of the best items in the game, although expensive to buy. Basically cures any status condition except petrification and KO. So basically cures everything except death. Gotta like that though. More monsters. Things we do to get treasure, huh? cast fire. Another earth elemental goes down. I'm quite pleased with our progress. 795 gil. We're getting enough gil to afford more spells. Use Lucille's cure spells. It restores Shenwu back to pretty much full health. Turn the encounters off for a moment. 880 gil and monsters. Another earth elemental. We can handle this. Nice number. Definitely susceptible to fire magic. Potion. Well, we're gonna have to use it right away. Can't have our healer going down. Gotta go show some love to Lucille. Seems like we've explored all the treasure chests in this area. Let's skip along and go downstairs. Turn the encounters on, see what we bump into around here. Doesn't seem to be treasure in this area. Just a long, winding path. But the map helps out with exploration. Gargoyles. We're gonna test out Erebus's new black magic spell, Scourge. These are relatively strong enemies. Scourge instantly destroys 2 of the enemies, so it didn't matter damage-wise, it just instantly destroys them. Instant death magic and status in the Final Fantasy series is a very powerful status effect trigger, so it was made increasingly more rare in the later games, varying from title to title. So it's good in this game to have a spell we can cast in an emergency for the chance to destroy our foes instantly. Oh wait, there's 2 doors around here, so there is treasure around here. A coral sword. A sword that is effective against aquatic enemies. Now we have a weapon that can target aquatic creatures. So, if we ever find ourselves underwater, or on BK's pirate ship, now owned by the Warriors of Light, we'll make sure to have this equipped for bonus damage to aquatic creatures. A nice find. A tent. 330 gil. Use the map to navigate. Diverge the path a little tiny bit down here. Monster. Another earth elemental. Take advantage of black magic. The elemental burns away, and 3 of our party members level up. Amano gets more strength, intellect, and luck. Lucille gets more intellect. Erebus gets more agility, intellect, and luck. 575 gil. A leather shield. 5,000 gil. That is very good for us. We can afford definitely a few spells whenever we decide to go back to Melmond. The level 5 spells are all extremely useful, especially the white magic tree. We definitely need to go back. Curaga, Duergar, and Healara are all good spells. The only problem is picking your favorite out of the 3 to use. A sleeping bag. See what the enemies are like on this level. Are they the same, or are they different? Ogres. Oh no, a lot of them. Uh-oh, this could be a big problem. They've spawned a lot of them. I'm actually gonna have to put Shenwu in defense mode right now. We're in a very curious situation here. We're gonna have to play a game of chance. We have to roll the dice, dimension the dice, and cast Scourge. See if we get lucky. I wasn't expecting to bump into so many ogres at once. Manageable in smaller numbers. Oh, wow. Alright, Erebus. Way to go. MVP in that battle. One cast of the Scourge spell wiped out the entire enemy party. I couldn't have scripted something that well happen. That was pure chance. Oh man, I love that. And now you can see why I love the instant death status effect. For moments like that. Wraiths. Make Shenwu heal themselves. Then we'll cast Tiara on these undead creatures. And if that doesn't work, a fire spell. Tiara, banish these creatures of darkness. Look at that. Lucille's able to wipe out the enemy team in one swoop. See how earlier on in the playthrough, in Chapter 1 and 2 of Final Fantasy ASMR, the white and black mages were kind of lagging behind in terms of damage, but now that we have access to their spells, we can do a lot of fun stuff. Lucille, who is normally our support character, can still crack skulls open with her hammer, and Erebus can inflict instant death, and Lucille can banish those who've already become those with undeath. I could have wanted that better, but you get the idea. Cura. A more potent version of Cure. Only had to cast it once. Let's make sure we don't miss any treasure that could be lying around. Pyso demons. These guys are tough. Take them out quickly. There's only 2 of them. We should be able to manage this much better. Seems to be a few spell-casting creatures around here. Let's equip the Rune Blade. It's a game of chance which enemies we bump into, so it's good to be equipped. Cockatrice. Oh no. These bird creatures are bad news. I'm taking no chances. Cast Blizzera. They all go down. Phew. And Shenwu levels up, gaining more HP. The cockatrice enemies are very tricky to deal with. They're one of the rare enemy types that can inflict the status effect known as petrification, which basically turns your character into stone. They can be saved with a healing item or a spell, but otherwise it's pretty much a one-hit KO. So you want to avoid enemies that can cast stone or petrification-based abilities. Monsters. An earth elemental. Ambushed. Let's take him out. Burn them away, Erebus. Damn it. Cast life, Lucille. Restore Shen Wu back to fighting form. You obtained a gold needle. Noticed how I said I hope we would never need to use the life spell, but look how useful it came in. We don't need to go all the way back to a village to revive Shen Wu. We can use one cast of life to bring him back to life. Sometimes enemies can just overwhelm you a little bit. Shen Wu has great attack, decent defense, and great evasion, so every now and then he can be caught off guard. Even the best fighter can have an off day. 3,400 gil. Getting a lot of gil. We're definitely going to buy spells when we get back. Turn the encounters on. They're getting gradually tougher, so we need the experience. Mummies. More monsters. Another Earth elemental. I think Shen Wu wants revenge. Cast fire. These Earth elementals are doing significantly more damage than the previous ones. Maybe that's the game trying to tell us something. We should be completely healed up. It might get to the stage where enemies can eventually one-shot us. If we're unprepared, getting taken out by a single move can really demoralize you, as well as bring you to the brink of defeat. So let's make sure we can minimize the risk of that happening. A gust and a white. Let's see if this works. Let's cast Diara on these creatures. Lucille, work your magic. Banish these undead creatures with the power of light. Good girl, Lucille. Excellent. It's always so satisfying to destroy enemies with a healing-based character. What's in this room? Monsters. Another Earth elemental. Surprise, surprise. Let's make it quick before they can inflict a lot of damage to us. Good work, everyone. 1,020 gil. I hope everyone's enjoying this adventure in Chapter 3 of Final Fantasy ASMR. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of it. I really love this classic, reimagined adventure. So, take care of yourself, my friends. I love you all. And let's see what lies ahead in this room. A bat? No, it's a vampire. All things in this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. A vampire. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Oh, really? We fought vampires before in different adventures, and the warriors of light are equipped to take on the undead. Let's dance. You shouldn't have boasted about being unable to be killed. You cannot damage the undying. Well, we'll see what we've got to say about that. Undead creatures are susceptible to the Dia spell, and they are also weak to fire magic. Cast Dia, Lucille. Damage the vampire. Fire. A combination of light and darkness slays the vampire. 2,000 gil and some excellent experience. The vampire goes down. And so Melmond should be saved. We obtained the Star Ruby. An enormous red jewel. Remember what we said earlier in the video? The giant in the cave loves to eat rocks, but especially gemstones. Maybe we can, bribe the giant with a tasty meal, I guess. It's a weird idea, but it might work. A stone slab is set in the floor. An evil force seems to emanate from within. Well, we're the Warriors of Light, vampire slayers now. Let's go back to Melmond and see if destroying the vampire has restored the earth back to its former glory. We got a lot of items out of here as well. Besides progressing the story, it was an excellent idea to come here. Our characters are stronger, and we've got even more equipment that will make our adventure that little bit easier. And being able to turn encounters off, it will be much faster to leave this place. Let's return to Melmond in victory. And also, we're stinking rich at the moment. Oh no. The land is still rotting. Something's amiss. You aren't the Warriors of Light, are you? Well, we are. But why isn't the place any better? In the cave in the southern tip of this continent lives a man named Sadda. He's a wise man who knows much. Maybe Sadda can explain to us why the earth isn't restored to its former glory. What we'll do is, we'll buy more level 5 white magic spells. We have life. So, let's get Duergar, a vital spell. It will restore a massive amount of HP to a single ally. Good when a single ally is on the brink of death. And Hilara, which is a smaller scale heal, but one that applies to the whole party. I'd love to take Duergar with us, but the lower ranked versions of that spell are also fine. That's what I love about this game. You can really pick your own spells and see what works best for you. Tell me, which spells would you have chosen? Black magic. So, we defeated a vampire, and we encountered a lot of undead creatures. we should get Firaga for Erebus, an even more potent fire spell. It's going to serve us very well. It's just a very powerful means for Erebus to attack his foes, and it does bonus damage to the undead and creatures susceptible to flame. What's not to like? It's a spell that's absolutely worth getting. Now let's rest up, and maybe we can go on a search for this wise sage called Sadda. Pleasant dreams, warriors of light, and you too, my friends. I hope you're all nice and rested up as you watch this video. A great thing about resting up, you also get to see the progression of our characters. Our health points are getting higher and higher. Shenwu has a monstrous attack ability, but has less HP. While he has good defense and evasion, he doesn't have a lot of hit points because he doesn't wear any armor. Amano has high strength and defense, but is a little bit slow sometimes. Lucille, look how many spells we can use now. We can cast Cure, Dear, and Protect 7 times. Null Shock, Silence, and Blindness 6 times. Heal, Cura, and Diara 5 times. Null Frost 5 times. And the more potent spells, Life, Curaga, and Hilara, we can use 4 times. And we also have 2 casts of level 6 magic, which we haven't yet unlocked, but we will soon enough, I think. Look at this, we got 4 casts of Firaga and Scourge. 4 casts of a spell that can potentially end the battle in 1 move. Magnificent. And we can target enemies with Thunder, Ice, and Fire. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. Before we continue, let's make a tactical save. You never know when things might go wrong. It's always good to save your game. Alright. We're very well equipped now. Some nice spells, offensive and defensive, both on Lucille and Erebus. Let's go to this cave where the giant was. When all other options fail, bribe him with some food. A universal love. You have Star Ruby. Give me Star Ruby and I let you pass. There you go. Dig in. Oh, he seems to like it. Nothing tastier than rubies. Oh, he's going away. Well, bribery worked. The giant is out of our way. Now we can explore this area. Let's turn the encounters on. Ogre Chiefs. They're trying to run away, a sign of our strength. And we level up to level 19. Agility and intellect, strength, agility, stamina, and some strength. Ooh, lots of loot. A great axe. 620 gil, 450 gil, and a mithril helm. So, if we equip the great axe, we get less accuracy but more attack. I like axes in video games. Unfortunately, there is a big trade-off to using it. You'll see here. A mono will be able to do great damage with the great axe, but he has the capacity to attack less times than he would if he was using a sword. So the great axe is good at slaying enemies in a single blow, but with a sword we can strike multiple times. And generally in Final Fantasy, being able to strike multiple times makes a difference. See what I mean? The great axe did great damage there. But it's only because we hit them multiple times it did so. However, we can still get our use out of it. I think we're going to use the great axe for now when we're fighting enemies that are not of a particular element we can exploit. When we don't have a particular element we can exploit, we'll use raw damage. Let's exit the Giant's Cave. See what lies around here. Shadows. As you can see, the great axe is brilliant at dealing out just pure damage. We'd be able to do more damage with our rune blade, but still, it's a great option to have. The game doesn't tell you, hey, never use this weapon. It just gives you it and lets you decide for yourself. There's a cave here at the tip of the continent. Could this be where Sadda lives? Sage's Cave. Must be a pantry where they keep the food. Ah, this must be the man himself. Sadda. So you are the ones who defeated the vampire, huh? He was but a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. That explains why Melmond isn't restored yet. Something was controlling that vampire. But what could control a vampire? Here, take this staff with you and use it behind the vampire's chamber. You obtain the Earth Rod, another key item we will need in our adventure. Restore the crystals to grace. Must be lonely out here on your own, but then again, some people prefer their solitude. I can understand that. I like my moments of alone time as well. And after all, a sage will have a lot of time for reflection. So, apparently, that vampire we defeated was but a mere servant of whatever the true force it is that's corrupting the lands. That must mean the vampire was a tough enemy. But whatever was controlling it is much worse. Let's go back to the Earth Cave. But before we do, let's rest up, kip into a sleeping bag, and chill out. Make sure our health is fully restored. Alright, let's do this. We'll keep encounters off. Down to level 3, we were able to manage the battles pretty well, excluding status effects and getting ganged up on individually. So we'll go back down to the vampire's chamber and see what secrets it may hide. With encounters off, this is significantly faster than it would be if we had it switched on. We did find a stone slab in here earlier. And it did say there was an evil presence underneath it. Perhaps with this key item, the Earth Rod, we can awaken it. With the power of the Earth Rod, a deeper level emerges, Cavern of Earth, B4. The top left corner. So it seems to be 2 rooms that might have treasure inside. Let's open them up. Turn the encounters back on. Wraiths, undead creatures. The Great Axe being very useful. Pure damage sometimes just works. Very satisfying in how simple it is. Monsters. The things we'll do for treasure. A Hyenodon. Never encountered these before. We'll cast a fire spell. It'll be harder to defeat this ogre mage, but spells are very accurate. Cast fire at Erebus. All 4 of us attack at the same time. Well done, Warriors of Light. Good experience and great gil. And we get 3,400 gil from this treasure chest. Definitely worth the effort. More monsters. Same again. Let's test out this Firaga spell. See how much more potent it is than Fyra. Firaga. Scorch our foes. A very powerful spell. And Shenwu levels up. More strength, agility, and stamina. Exactly what Shenwu needs. And more HP. Chest contained a simple staff. 15-20 gil. And more monsters. Sphinxes. Strange creatures from ancient Egypt. Attack them with raw force. If it's working, keep doing it. They drop a lot of experience and a lot of gil. 5,450 gil, a great reward. More sphinxes. I'm actually glad to be encountering these guys. Or girls. Great work, warriors. 1,455 gil. Anyone need healing? Shenwu. Pyso demons. These guys caused us trouble before with their raw attack. But the strength of our warriors of light has evolved so much. Let's test out a Hilara spell. Almost 100 HP to the entire party. Now let's see how well it works with Curaga. It's pretty much a full heal. Excellent. Saves us wasting a lot of potions. More Pyso demons. They really don't like Shenwu. But Shenwu doesn't like them right back. Defend just in case. Well, we're gonna have to use the potions now. Got plenty to spare, and lots of gil to throw around to buy more. Keep looking around this map, this bottom left area. Seems like it might contain treasure. Preemptive strike. This looks like a job for Lucille. We'll cast Diara. Watch the light show. Wonderful. How satisfying. Wraiths. We won't use the Diara on these enemies. Hit them with raw force. Notice how even Lucille and Erebus are leveling up to the point that their physical attacks are actually starting to do a nice amount of damage. A troll. We all have to deal with trolls on a daily basis, don't we? Well, there's one solution to a troll. Burn them away. Or just hit them in the face with an axe. Whatever works best. Keep trolling, 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 trolling. Pyso demons. Set Senwu to defense mode. Cast Blizzara. We've got Shenwu in defense mode. So Lucille will heal the party all a little bit. Mono takes out one of the Pyso demons. And Erebus uses ice magic. That should leave them open enough to be defeated. Nice one, team. We level up again. Strength, agility, and stamina. Luck, intellect. Turn the encounters off for a moment. See what's in this room. More monsters. A preemptive strike. Let's just go all in with an attack. Take out two of them before they get a chance to strike. Lucille's the one who destroys the ogre. Very cool. That a girl. Chest contained a tent, and more monsters in this next one. Let's get a little bit cheeky here. Let's cast Scourge. Let's see if we get lucky. I don't think we'll get as lucky as last time, though. It is still a game of chance. Dimension the dice. Scourge takes out one enemy. That's fine. One enemy taken out in a single move. I'll take those. A mithril shield. Gives us even more defense for a mono. Getting pretty much the perfect setup right now for a mono. Good attack, great defense. Protect your friends. And one more round of monsters. A preemptive strike. Let's make this quick. Let's cast Fyra. Great teamwork. And Shenwu levels up. More strength and luck. Just what we need. 1250 gil. The combination of white magic to heal our allies and friends, destroy the undead, the destructive force of black magic to obliterate our foes with the power of darkness, the raw power, agility of the monk, and the stalwart defense and courageous power of the warrior. We've got a very good team here. I'm proud of it. And I'm glad I can share this team with you all, my friends. Seems like there isn't anything else in here but one area. This smells like it's going to be a boss battle, isn't it? Before we enter this room, let's make sure we are fully prepared. Use all the potions. Full health. Anything less than full health could spell the difference between life or death. Let's go. I hope you've been enjoying this adventure so far, my friends. We could get a little bit nervous here. We don't know what was controlling the vampire, but it must be a being of great power to erode the earth like this, and together we will conquer that darkness. Together, my friends, let's go and close this chapter in Final Fantasy ASMR. Let's ready ourselves for battle. A yellow orb. One of the crystals. We can finally restore at least one of the crystals to grace. Who speaks to me? I am he who feeds on the power of Earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal men. I am the Lich, Fiend of Earth. An elemental fiend, a Lich. In ancient stories, Lich is often associated with undeath, an undying creature, for how can you die when you're already dead? But this also spells an opportunity. Attack with Amano and Shenwu. Let's see if we can cast Silence on him. I'm also going to cast Haste on Shenwu to double their amount of attacks. They do cast spells, Blizzara, for an absolutely monstrous amount of damage. Doing a hell of a lot of damage. We need Hilara. Cast Firaga. Undead creatures are weak to flame. Cure our party, Lucille. We need it. Lich is resistant to physical attacks. Use Remedy to cure Erebus from sleep. We only have Amano and Lucille here, but we could still attack. Cast Diara on Lich. Light, banish our foe. It's only Shenwu and Lucille left. The rest of the party is paralyzed. We'll defend with Shenwu just in case things go south. Lucille, with the power of white magic, destroy the Lich, the beast that has been terrorizing the earth, causing it to decay and rot. Restore the crystal to grace, dearest Lucille. Lich is powerful. He still hasn't fallen. We will use a remedy to cure Amano's status condition. We can still cast our lower spell, Dia. It's a desperate move, but it's still a chance. And as long as the world is in danger, we must keep fighting. Lucille, cast Dia. Slay the Lich. Alright, our party is back to full strength. All-out attack. Dia. Firaga. Things look dire. Cast Firaga, Erebus. Darkness may have consumed the lands, but darkness is also our ally when used for the force of good. The Lich, the elemental fiend of Earth, is defeated. The warriors of light are victorious. Oh, that was a really tough battle. A very cool design. The Lich, but still a fearsome foe. We were able to take advantage of one of their major weaknesses. White magic and fire, and so the warriors of light are victorious. Our first major boss battle in this game is cleared, and with this, the crystal shines once more. All four of you, Amano, Shenwu, Lucille, Erebus, you're making Alakazam very proud right now with how well you're doing. This is the altar of Earth, from which the power of Earth flows forth. Leave? Yeah, let's do it. Turn the encounters off, and let's go check out Melmond. A powerful beast that can decay even the earth itself, like the elements are trying to tear the world apart, twisted by darkness. Melmond still looks like a wreck, but at least we know the influence of the Lich is gone. Hopefully soon Melmond can be restored to the farming village it once was. Restore the crystals to grace. The earth crystal must be shining again. Dr. Une, yeah, we've never heard of you. Well, I think after such a tough battle, we need to go rest up. And I think this is a good time to close this chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR. We went through a lot. Since defeating the Lost King, the Dark Prince of the Elves, we got a lot of treasure in the Cavern of Earth, the Giant's Cave, and met the Wise Sage, and defeated the Earth Elemental of Darkness, Lich. But our adventure isn't over. We have restored one crystal to grace. Only one crystal shines at the moment, which means we have 3 left. And I'm willing to bet that the forces of darkness aren't done with us yet. But at the same time, we aren't done with them. And I hope as this chapter closes that you will join me in this wonderful, grand adventure called Final Fantasy ASMR. If you enjoyed this video, please, I highly recommend you like, comment, and subscribe, as it will really help the channel out and really help motivate me to create content like this with such love and care. I enjoy playing this game anyways, but knowing that it can bring a smile to someone's face, I help them chill out and relax, or just entertain them. I hope this video has something you need. So, as we rest up for the night, as always, this is your friend, Alakazam ASMR, and I hope you, no matter who you are or where you are, you have a wonderful time, my friends. Take care, fellow warriors of light, and in the next chapter of Final Fantasy ASMR, we will restore the crystals to grace. Rest up, warriors of light, and I'll see you soon. Pleasant dreams, and adios, warriors of light.